Most people have been told cancer is basically a genetic lottery, pure bad luck. And yes, genes matter. But that's not the whole story. A cell doesn't become dangerous the moment it picks up a mutation. It becomes dangerous when it survives, slips past your immune system, and builds the blood supply and support it needs to keep growing. In other words, cancer isn't just about the cell. It's about the environment we create inside our bodies. And that's exactly where food becomes one of our most powerful daily tools. Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Hana. As a doctor who spends a lot of time caring for older adults, I want to give you the straight, hopeful truth on this topic. No hype, just what actually matters. No single food starves cancer by itself. But the right eating pattern can make your body far less hospitable to it while protecting the things that matter most as we get older. Your weight, your muscle, your strength, and that precious energy to enjoy your days. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the foods I genuinely prioritize for my patients, what they do inside the body, and how to use them in ways that feel easy and sustainable. Here's the part most people never hear. Your body makes abnormal cells every single day. That's normal. Most of the time, your immune system finds them, repairs them, or clears them out. Cancer only becomes a real threat when those defenses weaken and the abnormal cells figure out how to feed themselves and grow. One of the biggest switches is angiogenesis, growing new blood vessels. Picture a tiny cluster of rogue cells staying quiet and small. But once they convince your body to send in fresh blood vessels, they suddenly have a supply line, oxygen, nutrients, room to expand. That's when a silent problem can turn into a serious one. This is why researchers have spent decades looking at certain plant compounds and food patterns. Not because food is a miracle cure. It isn't. But because the right foods can calm inflammation, influence blood vessel signaling, protect your DNA, nurture your gut microbiome, and strengthen immune function. That's the real hopeful story. And for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, there's another piece I see every day in my practice. People get so focused on hunting anti-cancer foods that they stop eating enough. They lose weight, then muscle, then strength. That is not a victory. Whether you're in treatment or simply wanting to stay healthy, the first goal is nourishing your body well enough calories, enough protein, plenty of fluids, and food that actually tastes good and feels easy to eat. So let's get practical and talk about the foods I would build a senior-friendly plan around. Start with whole grains, especially oats. This is one of the simplest, most powerful shifts you can make. It delivers soluble fiber that feeds your good gut bacteria and helps keep blood sugar steady. That matters because high insulin, chronic inflammation, and extra body fat are not helpful in the cancer picture. A warm bowl of oatmeal with cinnamon, a sprinkle of nuts and berries isn't flashy, but it's deeply effective because it's something you'll actually look forward to eating every morning. Next, plain yogurt or other fermented dairy if you tolerate it. This is pure senior comfort food. It gives you high-quality protein, calcium, and friendly bacteria for your gut. I often recommend plain Greek yogurt with berries. It's soft, easy to chew, gentle on the stomach, and genuinely delicious. The research on yogurt and fermented foods is encouraging, especially for gut health and colorectal cancer risk. It's not a cure, but it's a smart, everyday ally. Third, soy foods, not supplements. We're talking tofu, edamame, and soy milk. Real food. I know many of you grew up hearing scary stories about soy and hormones, but the science is actually reassuring. Level soy is very different from high-dose supplement pills. The evidence is especially comforting in breast cancer survivorship. And for older adults, it's an excellent plant protein that's easy to digest and helps preserve muscle. Green tea or coffee, if you enjoy them and your body agrees. Tea brings catechins like EGCG. Coffee delivers its own polyphenols and has been linked in large studies to lower risk of liver and endometrial cancers. Important note, I'm talking about the actual beverage, 1 or 2 cups a day, Skip the concentrated extracts and pills. They can cause problems, especially if you're on medication or have liver concerns. Berries, especially blueberries. Don't overlook them because they seem simple. These little gems are packed with fiber and anthocyanins, the deep pigments that give them their color and protective power. For seniors, they're perfect. You can stir them into yogurt, scatter them over oatmeal, or blend them into a smoothie if chewing is difficult. Easy wins matter. Sixth, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and if you tolerate them, broccoli sprouts. These contain compounds like sulforaphane that have shown impressive effects on inflammation and cellular defense pathways in research. My practical advice? Lightly steam, saute, or blend them into soup. They're gentler on the digestive system that way. Important caution. If your immune system is low during treatment, skip raw sprouts. Cooked broccoli is safer and still wonderfully beneficial. Cook tomatoes with olive oil. This is a beautiful example of how smart preparation boosts nutrition. Cooking tomatoes increases lycopene availability, and the healthy fats in olive oil help your body absorb it even better. So a rich tomato sauce, roasted tomatoes, or a comforting soup drizzled with extra virgin olive oil isn't just delicious, it's strategic. This is exactly why Mediterranean-style eating keeps showing up as protective. It's not one magic ingredient. It's the whole beautiful pattern. And here's a bonus a lot of people never hear. When appetite is low, kiwi is a wonderful friend, easy to eat, full of vitamin C and other helpful nutrients. Pomegranate is another lovely option with interesting research around gut health. There are some fascinating observations about pomegranate and cranberry supporting the microbiome, but remember, these are supportive foods, not treatments. That's really the theme of everything I'm sharing today. Promising is not the same as proven. Helpful is not the same as a replacement for medical care. If you or someone you love is facing cancer, the goal is never to throw away standard treatment and chase food myths. The goal is to support your body while you receive the treatments that work: surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, hormonal therapy, whatever your oncology team recommends. And for my older patients, I want to say this clearly and kindly. Protecting your weight and muscle can be just as important as avoiding the wrong foods. If appetite is poor, eat small amounts often. Choose soft texture. Make sure there's protein at every meal: Greek yogurt, eggs, tofu, soup, oatmeal with nut butter, fish, or beans if you tolerate them. And please, stay hydrated. I also want to mention a few clear things to limit. Alcohol is a known cancer risk we can't ignore. Processed meats aren't doing you any favors, and heavily charred or burned meats should be occasional treats, not everyday foods. You don't need perfection. Just focus on the changes that give you the biggest return. The simplest way to use all of this is to build meals around fiber-rich plants, add a good protein source, include healthy fats like olive oil, and keep textures comfortable when needed. Yogurt with berries, pair tomatoes with olive oil, top oats with nuts, combine tofu with vegetables. These small pairings create a pattern you can actually live with for years. I still remember a remarkable woman in her 70s who came to me overwhelmed by supplement ads. She thought she needed some expensive anti-cancer powder. What she really needed was a simple, doable plan: oatmeal in the morning, yogurt with berries, nourishing tofu vegetable soup, tomato-based meals, and enough food so she stopped losing weight. Nothing dramatic, just steady, sensible eating that gave her strength and peace of mind. That's what I want for you. So if you want to create an environment where cancer has a harder time thriving, the honest answer isn't one secret superfood. It's reducing ultra-processed foods and alcohol, limiting processed meat, and embracing more fiber, more plant diversity, more whole grains, more fermented foods, more color on your plate, and enough protein and calories to keep you strong and independent. That is the real strategy. If this spoke to you, tell me in the comments which of these foods are you already eating and which one surprised you the most. And if you'd like, I'd be happy to make a follow-up video with specific breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas for seniors focused on cancer prevention or support during treatment. If this helped, Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's keep learning how to nourish ourselves with wisdom and joy. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves.